Okay, so picture this. I'm mindlessly scrolling on TikTok, fully embracing whatever brain rot the algorithm decides to feed me tonight at like 4 a.m. Through enough scrolling, I will sometimes find myself tangled in a web of this niche online drama happening. And this is exactly what would happen to me when I stumbled across a TikTok from a girl named Tiara. But what made this particular TikTok different from all of the others was the ex-boyfriend that she was exposing. The man in question being none other than the 25-year-old Minecraft content creator himself, Hansumfella. The Southern Belle was known for his unique voice cadence.
Okay, I studied sucking and fucking at Harvard University.
But despite the video being deleted, Ian would still go on to clean up some of the accusations being made to his image with the following Twitch stream.
What I'm talking about, there is this account, an anonymous account on TikTok that uploaded a screen recording of a TikTok my ex-girlfriend posted in July of 2023. So I want to clarify this is not like a recent thing. This was last year, more than a year ago. So July of 2023 was when this video was posted. We're not in each other's lives anymore. This is like an old thing. I've seen some stuff saying it's like recent. So that's the first thing. The second thing, she deleted that video after 15 minutes for good reason, because we were on and off a lot in that relationship, and there was kind of some miscommunication about where we were at in the relationship during that time period. So it was deleted for a reason. There are some things being thrown around online, like I was not making like secret accounts or something. That was like a creator account. And again, my point is this was settled between us a long time ago. This was like a very long time ago. So, you know, settled between us a long time ago. And we're just trying to, I don't know, move forward. She doesn't want the video posted. I don't want the video posted. She's like DM'd that account a million times and they refuse. They just care about like sending hate my way, you know? So, you know, they don't care about an actual situation. So that's it. That's it, ladies and gents.
I mean, it's not like this would become a pattern for his future relationships, where he would create other victims with his Tinder-fueled villain arc, right? Just a few weeks into the new year, TikTok influencer Haley Sharp, known for her bizarre humor and allegedly comedy cringe, would post this to her private TikTok.
So just to recap, David Lynch dies. I dye my hair pink at the age of 22. TikTok gets banned. 20 minutes later, I'm being broken up with during the commercial break of the drag race we were watching. And then 12 hours later, TikTok comes back and then he leaves. Do you guys have any idea? Like, do you guys ever think about how I'm the strongest woman in the world? I was just thinking about this. I am the strongest woman in the world. Well, you guys, the strongest woman in the world, me, is actually way stronger than any of us could have imagined, because I just found out that, you know, my boyfriend who broke up with me like last week was also cheating on me, messaging a 19-year-old girl, he's 25, while I was staying at his house for his birthday. So if there's anything we can learn from this, never date an influencer. That's the lesson that we've learned. And I'll say it again. Do you guys know how strong I am? Look at me right now. Do you see that? So strong, strongest woman in the world. And yeah, this is my first Hey Girly text too. I kind of feel like I'm part of a club. Hey guys, where are my Hey Girly girls at? So now I feel like one of the sisters. Thank you guys for letting me in the club. Yeah, so yeah.
But the point that a lot of people took from this TikTok was not only that she was talking about Ian, but also the accusation of Ian messaging a 19-year-old inappropriately. Judge that age gap however you want to, but keep in mind that Haley would go on to add more with this post. Now, this to me felt like a silly little coincidence, considering this is exactly what led to the downfall of his last public relationship. Haley would continue to keep all of her posts up and continue posting about her breakup with Ian, even going as far as to share a phone call that the two had.
Will be like a huge thing that I'm gonna have, like my career, my job, like I don't have a job now, like I'm gonna get pushed off of the internet, and like it'll just be this whole thing, and it's gonna snowball. And like last time, it just became, you know, like now.
The last time you cheated?
That was not that. I explained that situation.
Is there an explanation for the situation?
The explanation is that I was not faithful and I did wrong. That's the explanation for the. I mean, there's no explaining away this one. This one was a true act of being unfaithful. And you didn't deserve me to do that. I'm sorry. But please, it's already out there now, and it's gonna get like bigger and bigger. Like I'm begging you to just take the tweets and the TikTok, like just clean break. You can, please.
I'm just struggling to have sympathy right now because you did text a girl while I was at your house for your birthday. So it just kind of, to me, I just don't care, to be honest. That's just a little ridiculous. And if I'm getting cheated on, I'm gonna talk about it. It's just a little insane, you know?
Please take the video. It's gonna ruin me. I'm begging you. I know you have no sympathy for this, and I know that's awful. I know. I completely know. I'm begging you, please take it down, because it's gonna get huge, and it's gonna be irrecoverable. Please, I'm begging you. I'm willing to do anything. Like I will. You're not asking for money, obviously. I don't want to bribe.
So you want to bribe me into taking a video down when you cheated on me when I was at your house for your birthday at 1:45 a.m.
I'm being desperate right now, but I am.
I'm hearing that.
I'm begging you, please. I'm begging you. I'm willing to do anything. This is going to be like irrecoverable. It's going to do irreparable damage, and I was awful, and that was an awful thing to do. And
it's just a little crazy that you cheated on me, and your first response is to beg for me to take a video down instead of feeling bad for what you did and fessing up to it. So for that, I have no sympathy for anything that happens to you, because I was literally nothing but good to you. That's what's crazy. The fact that you would do that is so... Honestly, it's something that I should have seen coming from the way that your internet persona is and the way that this has happened before. So the fact that you call because you're worried about your reputation and not worried about the fact that this is really weird, something I never would have thought would happen to someone like me, especially with a random girl who DM'd you on Instagram, it's crazy. Crazy.
Correct.
I know.
You're right.
I know.
I am begging you.
Are you begging me?
I am so remorseful, but I also.
I'm so remorseful, but the first thing I have to say is I want it down because I care about my reputation and not about how you feel about this. No, I hear that. I hear that. I hear it and I understand.
I absolutely care about how you feel. I do. And that was...
So if you cared about how I felt, why would you be DMing a random person while I was at your house for your birthday? And you know what? And some of the messages were deleted, so the fact that there's probably more that went on while I was there hanging out with you is crazy.
You're right. That is crazy, and that's horrible. And that is a horrible thing for me to do. I do care about you, and I have been having this guilt eat away at me. I just now was hanging out with Ray, and I saw that video, and that was my immediate response. I just went, please, Haley, please. I'm begging you.
I don't owe you anything.
No, of course not. Of course not. Of course you don't owe me anything. I'm just asking from person to person, and another, you know how it is, and I know you have no, I'm not even deserving of you removing this, and I'm begging you, please, because I am not going to be able to continue to do what I do at all. I won't be able to. Please. I took such a financial hit on that video from like a year and a half ago that's still even affecting me now.
See, and this is the thing. It's always, like, every conversation with you, it is all about you.
It seemed like being pushed off the internet was the only thing he had on mind. I understand the stress about worrying about your online career as a influencer, but I don't know, I feel like with the situation, you care more about what your followers think rather than, I don't know, the handful of women that you're emotionally harming. After the phone call got leaked, Ian hopped onto his Twitch account to stream a very wet mouth apology.
First off, I'm not here to dismiss any claims. I'm not trying to explain away a situation. I just want to be transparent, take accountability for what I've done. And in the theme of full transparency, my name is not Tyler. My name is Ian. You might have seen that floating around somewhere, so I just wanted to get out in front of that one. Name is Ian. That is my name. I had a pseudo fake name to, protect myself when I worked a job and privacy and all that. But going back to the topic at hand, some of you may have seen the video that Haley posted, where she said that I cheated on her during our relationship, and that is true. You know, I'm here to take accountability for that. So that is true. My now ex-girlfriend posted that TikTok detailing it, and yeah, I'm not here to explain that situation away. I was unfaithful to my girlfriend at the time for the past like month and a half, and did message people while being in that relationship with her, and that's something I've got to own, you know. And I don't really care about the public reception. You know, I just wanted to stop being silent, get this out there. I'm not proud at all. Not proud in any way, shape, or form, and I have some internal issues that I got to deal with. So let us continue. Again, my apologies if I'm not effectively communicating myself. But this is the right thing to do. So I'll walk you guys through some of the timeline just to get some context here. Wow, we got a good bit of folks in here. Didn't notice that. Here is some context. So my previous relationship ended in September, and I had my faults in that one too. You know, I drove her away, made a lot of false promises, but basically I drove her to break up with me, because I definitely had faults in that relationship. But I did love her, and I couldn't really accept. This is very weird for me to be talking about on the internet, so I'm sorry. I couldn't accept that was like done, right? So then months after that, met Haley, and unfairly, I got into a relationship I wasn't emotionally available for, and that's a very basic and classic, you know, thing to say. I'm not trying to excuse anything, but it was unfair to her to get in this relationship when I wasn't completely sure and fully invested. And I have a problem with lying in the short term. That is a problem I've recognized about myself. Like lying in the short term to protect myself. So basically like just telling her what I thought she wanted to hear, you know, that I was ready for this, and I felt like deep down I was not fully over the past one. And that's not cool to do. You know, you can't play with someone's emotions like that. And clearly I have a lot of work to do in that department. And I also want to, but I'm not trying to provide justification for what I did, and we'll get to that in a second. But I do feel really guilty. But I thought it was a step in the right direction to move forward. And, you know, she's great, and I enjoyed our time together. But I did come to the decision that we should break up, and I should have conveyed that earlier. But before the breakup, and this is where the lack of loyalty and not being faithful comes into play. I got really drunk around my birthday and messaged someone on Instagram. I had a Instagram back and forth, and the drunk aspect is, again, no justification. And like she said in the video, that person was 19, and that makes me feel filthy and disgusting and awful. But, you know, again, I'm not here to explain that away, right? That's where I'm just laying it all out. And I want to make it clear that the alcohol was not the problem. Like, I have an alcohol problem that I've been working through, and I just want to make it clear that that is not the issue. Alcohol was involved, but clearly I, myself, am the problem, and I have a lot of stuff to work through. And yeah, I just got a lot of self-reflection to do. And this is like telling of my character, very telling of my character. So I understand the reception, but ultimately I was inconsiderate and selfish when it came to Haley, and not faithful and bad to her. And yeah, there's, whether it's on the internet or not, I feel deep remorse But all I can do is just try and be a better person, you know? That's really all I can do. I'm not really sure what the game plan is content-wise. I don't know when I'm going to be back to the stream grind, but clearly I need to take some time off the internet, right? Like I need to assess myself and my problems. But yeah, I mean, I guess that'll be it, ladies and germs. I just felt like I needed to say something because silence is telling. But yeah, all right. I will see you guys when I see you. Ian out. Take it easy, everyone.
Mr. Fella didn't even bother archiving the stream afterward. Also, he says that he doesn't care much about the public's opinion, but then if accountability and transparency are really what you're striving for, why were you on your hands and knees begging and whimpering like a dog to your ex-girlfriend? It's like his internal issues is him being cursed with some serial cheater trait, like a scandalous Sims character. He's 25, so this could just be his push into changing or whatever. His frontal lobe is now actually developing. But at the end of the day, this is a mental battle, as he would call it, so it's just going to have to be something that he has to figure out on his own. As the recording of this video, Ian nor Haley would release any more content regarding the situation, but if anything comes up, I'll make sure to keep you in the loop with a later video maybe. I'm gonna try to be a better person.